You're an immortal who fought during World War II. Many years later, you were attending a memorial service, when one of the old veterans claims to know your secret. I stood at the memorial, like I've stood at plenty, Caesar, Jesus and a man I became to see as a brother, Genghis. They all felt the same, great men sacrificing everything to change the world. No matter how great nor dastardly, the end remained the same for everyone. Death, except me. Immortality is a funny thing, like a gift from God. The first lifetime, then the second, then the third, then. Eventually you realize, everything you could ever love will eventually leave. Being a permanent being in an impermanent world wasn't a gift, it was torture. After the war had ended, it became too much, so many comrades cut down, so my lives lost. I vowed not to attach my heart to any earthly tether again. These brave men and women were the last straw. It can't be. An old man in a wheelchair looked at Rob. I beg your pardon? Rob Leaf, 31st Division, it's you. Little Pompadour, or Pompey as we used to call him. I recognized him instantly. Last time I saw him he was our little messenger boy. He couldn't have been a day over 13 at the time. I didn't know what to say. I wasn't expecting anyone who've seen me to still be alive, much less recognize me. Sorry sir, you must be mistaking me for some else. The hell I am. Maybe if you had aged then maybe, but. The old man's milky eyes glazed for a second like a man trying to solve a puzzle. You've not aged a single day. How? A young couple that looked similar to the age I displayed started moving towards us. Sorry sir, I don't know what you're tall. But before I could finish he interrupted. On your left bicep, Teresa sickle scar. I didn't know what to do. He was right. Granddad please. The lady loudly whispers to the old man. Sorry if is bothering you. He gets a bit confused sometimes, her presumably husband said to me. I'm not confused boy. There's certain things you don't forget. I know this man. I respect this man. He was in the trenches with the rest. The lady grabbed his wheelchair and pushed the old man away, protesting. Granddad, that man wouldn't even have been born during the war. He was. And he was older than me. He looked exactly. And so they went outside. Her husband still standing with me. Who did you, Lucy asked awkwardly, trying to get the situation back to normalcy. I put my hand on his shoulder more than you can imagine, and so I left. By the time I got outside, little Pompadour was already in his family's car. It reminded me what connections with people meant. I felt awful, like I betrayed the boy, but what was the alternative? Yay, hi, I'm an immortal being that's roamed this planet since humans were still living hand in hand with Neanderthal. This was the only way not to lose any more people, by gaining none. A friend of mine long ago wrote, it's better to have loved and lost than to never have loved at all. Maybe in a single lifetime, old friend, but a human lifetime is no more than a blip in the realms of eternity. I've mourned for those lost longer than they could ever live, and I still do. No, loneliness is far more desirable than losing the ones you love over and 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 over.